Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. It's time to talk football with McKendree head football coach Mike Babcock and coach the Bearcats. Last Saturday, we're on the road in Rensselaer, Indiana to take on St. Joseph's College. It was a game almost went down to the wire. The Bearcats led 16-10 before the defense stepped up. A couple of big plays, including a 45-yard interception return for a score by Austin Wealth, that leads to a 29-10 victory. Really, the defense played well all 60 minutes in that ball game. Defense and special teams were the keys.
Absolutely. You know, it was a little interesting right off the bat. You know, St. Joe's was able to run down the field and score, but you know, pretty much after that, our defense really held their own and was able to come away with turnovers, big stops on third downs. I mean, they played fantastic. And then really in the final minutes of the game, when it really was a close game of back and forth, who's going to finish it out, end up with an interception for a touchdown to really seal the deal. And the very next play, get another interception. And so really put it out of hands there. So I really got to give it up to the defense. And then you had mentioned special teams. You know, a block field goal, you know, from our defensive unit, and then also 3 field goals by Steve O'Block, and I thought very well done special teams wise going through the game.
We'll go back to defense in a minute, but you touched on special teams right there. Stephen O'Block, he's played 2 games at St. Joseph's, 5 for 5 on that turf. You thinking about maybe going back to natural grass at Lehman Field?
You know, I think it was a tough day too on Saturday. I mean, the very first field goal, a 42-yarder into the wind, and I got caught up there pretty good, but it was able to get across the crossbar and get in for the score. So Steve's doing a phenomenal job, you know, whether it's turf or grass. You know, I know he's got the leg. He's always constantly working on his accuracy. He's done a nice job so far this year. He knows that there's still a lot of football left to be played, but really done a nice job this year, and hopefully he can continue that.
Back to the defense, 4 sacks, another multi-sack effort for the Bearcats, 2 by Brett Pierman. There were a couple of times they could have had a few more, but their quarterback, Wade Bertrand, was pretty elusive. Like I said, he was big on that first score for St. Joe's, but still really a good overall team defensive effort.
Absolutely. You know, at halftime, I told the officials to start looking for some Vaseline or something on that quarterback because he was a really tough guy to get down. But I got to give my hats off to the defense. They were able to corral him enough, especially in the second half, and force some key sacks, some big stops. So it was a nice job of our defensive linemen being able to get to that quarterback and really trying to stop him what he wanted to do.
One of the few times we've seen the offense held in check during a ball game, but they had a big spurt, a big drive right at the end of the first half to take the lead, then a couple of quick scoring drives to start that second half. Then later on in the ball game, the final score, a 15-yard touchdown run by Trey Williams. He's had some big fourth quarters for the Bearcats there. I called him old reliable on the broadcast. You give him the ball, he's going to produce yardage, get first downs, and grind out that clock for you.
You know, offensively, it was a rough day. They won't say that it was an easy one, but you know, at the same points, it was nice to see the run game get going a little bit. And then also right before half, like you alluded to, with just under 4 minutes to go, marching down the field in a 2-minute type offense and going in for a touchdown to give us the lead at halftime was a big momentum change. And then coming out in the third quarter and just running the ball and being able to run it all the way down the field constantly. We end up kicking a field goal instead of a touchdown, but you know, a lot of confidence when it came to the run game. Still always working, still always trying to get better, but like you said, having a guy like Trey Williams, especially in the fourth quarter when you're trying to run out the clock, and he is a big back that is very tough to tackle, and so he did a very nice job for us, you know, finishing it out. So you know, hopefully we can get a couple more of those runs and keep it going.
More importantly, the Bearcats went 1-0 on the week. That's the mantra of this ball club, to go 1-0 every week. They did that. 5-1 now overall. More importantly, 3-1 in the GLVC. Still a game back of Indianapolis for the conference lead. You take on another 3-1 program this week in Missouri S&T. That's a program that had a tough early season non-conference schedule, took it on the chin a couple of times, but they've entered conference play and have really started to play well.
Absolutely. You know, this is a team that I tell our guys, they're 3-1 just like us. You know, they still have a chance to win the conference too, just like we do. And you know, we're playing on the road. We're playing in a tough environment against a good football team. This is a good football team that we're playing. I think they're very well coached. I think that they do some really nice things, both offensively and defensively. They've got 2 really good returners in there in the special teams area. And so this will be a tough opponent. And can we battle back? Can we do the 2 road games in a row, which we haven't done this season yet? Can we go two road games in a row, and really be on a mission and try and find a way to win.
This is a team the last couple of years, the Bearcats have battled right down to the wire in both games. A 10-point loss 2 years ago at Missouri S&T. Last year you get out to a 24-0 lead, had to hold on for a 27-24 win, but it's a team that really is kind of developed, not necessarily a rivalry, but a team that you're very competitive with, and you know it's going to be an exciting, hard-fought ball game.
Well, absolutely. I think that, other than Quincy being an in-state rival, I think that Missouri S&T is only about 2.5 hours down the road, so they're a fairly close, college. And in the last 3 years, we're 1-2 against these guys, and they're a very tough ball club. There's a lot of guys that are from the St. Louis metro area, so guys have played against them as well. It's a very smart team. I mean, you have to be to get into that school. They're an engineering school. Again, just a very good football team that we're going to have to come out with and really kind of grind on and be able to come away with a win.
Should be an exciting ball game. Coach, good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
We hope fans can make the short trip down to Rolla, Missouri to watch McKendree take on Missouri S&T. If you can't, we'll have the broadcast live on the Bearcats Sports Network. That's www.mckbearcats.com/watch, beginning with the pregame, 12:45, kickoff at 1 p.m.